Hello, it's Queen Sensitivity, and welcome to Gossamer, a storybook pick a card completely made by me and for you. So first, before we pick which story you're gonna go down, we're gonna read the first and original part. Here we go. I couldn't believe she just said that. I think it's best if we don't talk for a while. Those words, sharper than thorns because I'd picked her as my favorite rose, left me bleeding in my car. If I weren't so angry, I'd be begging. If I weren't so right, I'd be telling her I was wrong, but I wasn't. I'd meant everything I said. I just don't understand how she can't see that. You should leave him. You should choose you, is everything that I meant. But what came out was something more atrocious. Unbridled truth. What I meant was that, but what I'd said was this. I'm sick of this shit. Stand the fuck up. But women never do. At least not the ones I know, and that's including myself if I'm to be completely honest. We never stand the fuck up to men we are irrevocably in love with. That is conceivably the first thing that we are ever taught. The last thing we ever burn. Still, I am unable to tolerate in someone else what I am unable to tolerate within myself. I'd burn myself to the ground if truth held the torch. And I have. Outside, the sun is the same old obnoxious self, beaming down on me as if a visual of the Beatles song. Birds are singing, I'm sure, behind the blare of the suburban traffic that looks more inner city every day. I get out, I slam my door. In the heat, I am steaming, but at least I am my half of myself again. Unattached, unhooked, unscathed. That's how I ride the curve of life's train tracks. One direction, one force, one me, another divorce. I choo-choo my ass inside the brick building. Soon, as I'm sticking my notebook back into my backpack, the rage hits me again. It's always like this. I try to leave it and it leaves, but it always comes back to receive what it knows I have left to give. If I'd had another friend, I'd tell them this. I don't want to be around people who stay when they know it's time to go, who stay when they know it's not home. And it's not about running. It's about seeking when you know something's lost. It's emotional integrity. It's honor. It's disarming the chaos. But I don't have any other friends. So I scream it inside my head in my own personal version of God, and I go about my way. What do you, Gossamer, choose to do next? How does your story unfold? Does it go this way? Or does it go this way? Card 1, Chapter 2. This is your reading. Two weeks later, I stumble back out into the parking lot and I see something I hate, someone I like, someone who has caught my eye, someone who gives me a spark when I've given myself over to the gray, the gossamer, the prey, someone with blonde hair that I've always hated, someone who looks like they'd appreciated everything that I've got to gain and everything that I never thought I'd lose. Naturally, I hope they're just a trick of the light and they won't notice me. Naturally, they do. I decide today to show my lioness fangs. I smile wickedly. My eyes say that I bite. Theirs say that they're hoping I do. And I don't know how it happens. 24/7 hours for 14 days. Before that, it had been 24 hours for 200 days. On my mind, her Rose. Bloody but sweet, victim but neat, my best friend, my drum beat. I would have given my rhythm to her if it meant she would dance all over me. Then she stopped, and I hummed all my songs in the quiet. But now, I don't know how it happens. I listened to the Beatles, but Blondie was something new. Listened to Jamie Foxx, but Blondie was something new. Listened to Hard Knocks, but Blondie was something new. I don't have to change my voice to match their caliber. It's easy to speak in their humidity. I don't have to change my character. It's easy to plead in their fragility. And I don't know how it happens. But Gossamer is now more than just some shade of gray and blue. Gossamer is now green. Gossamer is now in the scene, and now, same old Gossamer, whose heart was broken in two, and then three, is anew. She is anew. Gossamer is anew. And she is me. Card 2, Chapter 3. I decide the hermiting had been hermiting long enough. I decided it was time for the landslide to put on her roller skates. If I'm to be a lonely mess, I'll be a lonely mess in public. I take my steps 2 at a time going into the unfamiliar building. It's just coffee and tea, but I'll drink it like a goblet. There's just something impossibly nostalgic about being young and cruel. I apply my red lipstick and I do what young things like me do. I'm down to my last half of latte when my fever runs cold, when the humming of the facility no longer sounds like honeybees moving to and fro and instead just tastes sour. Family with their babies wrapped in exuberant glow. Even the baristas, who spent hours on their feet serving the overly privileged, have, at the very least, tolerable coworkers who grunt back to them their agreeable displeasure in echoing chambers of camaraderie. It's a lot harder to take pleasure in resonance of even gurgling sounds when you are the sole proprietor of your domesticity's domestication. But then, a moment. A person with cherry hair and wine glass eyes is next to me in an apron with a rag, dazzling my vision because they remind me of Hermione. I like your hair, I say. They smile back in shades of Ariel the mermaid. Thank you. I dyed it myself. Really? Yeah. I use this vegan dye. It's really good and really easy to use. When I used a different kind before, it would damage my hair and all that. But yeah, this one really works. It was blue like 2 weeks ago. Wow, that's impressive. I can barely keep mine like it is, I say in what I hope is a complimenting sort of self-deprecation. Luckily, it is. Well, you can probably do it too. It's not that hard. I just practiced. Took me some time, but now it's easy. And I like the sound of that. I inhale the rest of my coffee in a socially induced sugary high. I rinse. I repeat. I can do it too. I just need practice. It will take some time, but someday it'll be easy.